Hey guys, Dr. Dex here. Today I want to show you how I made an incredibly inexpensive misting system for our job site that's going to help cut the temperature up to 25 degrees on those really hot, unbearable days. It's the middle of summer right now, and it's pretty hot this week. We're going to have a heat wave here in Washington State, and a lot of you are probably chuckling at this moment. But yeah, it gets really hot. As a matter of fact, last year in our state, one day we were the hottest spot on Earth. Whoa, really? No doubt, man. Yeah, look it up. Google it. All right, so hey, if you get something out of this video or you've never seen this before, you really like this idea, please click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. All right, so what you see here is the mock-up. This is basically a fan I bought at Costco about 15 years ago. I probably paid $30 for it. It's probably $50 now because of inflation. This one's all metal. It has all metal blades, a metal motor, metal shroud around it. It's not a cheap plastic fan. It has a pretty decent amount of output. And I had two of them, and one of them fell off the deck and it got ruined. So we're down to one. So what I did was I was at Home Depot and I just found these little misting system products, and they were on clearance for like $1. So I bought them all and thought, hey, I might be able to add these to a client's deck or something like that for a little quick and dirty mister. But what I ended up doing was taking one of these and just zip tying it right to the front of this fan. And I didn't really know what I was doing. All I knew is that I was hot and I needed to cool off, and this was gonna be the way I was gonna do it. I used to just run the fans at work and it would at least blow some air. But when you add a mister to it, man, it really made a big difference. And basically you turn into little kids because it's a light, misty, airy cooling area. What we do is we put up an easy up and we blow this thing on one side through the easy up. And then if you're just too hot, you're getting heat stroke, you're just like really fading out or you're just having a hard time, you can go under that tent and stand in front of this even for 30 seconds, 60 seconds. Makes all the difference in the world. You can get up really close to it and get soaking wet, or you can just stand 10 feet away from it and catch a light mist and feel better. And we found on those really hot, unbearable days, this was one way for us to actually keep working. Now, we've also set this up on the job site, pointed at a certain direction, and just kept blowing it on us while we're working. And again, I had two of these at one time until somebody set it up and it started vibrating, and then they set it 10 feet up in the air. Well, guess what happens? These things do vibrate, and they can move around. Even though they have rubber feet, you want to clamp them to something if you're going to do that so you don't lose your fan, because once they fall, odds are something's going to get dinged up or bent and broken, and then you're throwing that one away. So basically, I had $30 in a fan 15 years ago and $1 on clearance for this misting system, which I think you can still find them, but this one's called Mist and Cool. Mist and the and sign and Cool. I don't even know if these people are still in business because I bought these so long ago. I just happened to find a couple sitting around that I still had. They just hook up to your ordinary hose, you know, and you just hook them up. This one actually does not hook up to your standard hose. It doesn't have the hose bib, but this one in the box does. So you just hook it up to your spigot or to a garden hose and turn it on and let it rip. And then these little heads right here, they do adjust a little bit, but I just left them on full spray because I'm just trying to get as much cooling power as I can out of this thing. So basically that's all it is. Got your fan, got your zip ties, you zip tie this baby, try to aim all of your misting heads kind of out, and you let her rip. All right, let's go outside and hook this thing up, and I'll show you how it works. All right, guys, so here we are. I've got my misting fan hooked up to power and hooked up to water. So you can see I had to kind of jimmy rig my end because I actually used one of those cheaper ones. So I just put a $3 brass nozzle, shoved it in the end, and put a little clamp on it. That allows me to get the water into the misting fan. So I'm gonna turn the water on first so you guys can kind of see what happens with the mister without the fan power. Okay, so you can kind of see the water. It can kind of get drippy if you get really close to it. You can see it dripping off my hand. So the thing is, when you're running your misting fan, you don't want it up in the air too high like this because the water will drip back down into the motor, and that might shorten the life of your fan. Mine's been 15 years old, so don't really see that matters too much. So now I'm gonna turn the fan on. That's on high. And now it's blowing the mist this way. Or maybe that's on low. No, that's on high. Okay, so that's where we're gonna push a lot of this mist on out, and it's gonna really dramatically cool the space that you're working in just by shoving that mist towards you, and probably the best way that I found to stay cool on a hot summer day. So I can see it's broadcasting probably a 10-foot wide path, maybe even wider, and it's going at least 20 feet. So I could probably feel this. Oh yeah, oh, that feels great. That feels absolutely amazing right there. Okay, I walk it a few more feet. I can still feel it. I can still feel the cooling effect of this fan. And I'm a good 10 feet away from it. The wind's blowing a little bit this way. That's why I'm standing over here. Now I'm starting to, I can feel it, but I can feel the sun a little bit, but I can still feel it. And now I'm pretty much out of range. I can feel it a little bit. I can see it's blowing this way. You know, we might adjust the fan depending on wind. When you're in a backyard, you may not have the wind blowing around as much, but I can still feel the mist right now coming out of that fan, and I'm a good 15, 16 feet away from it. It's not a professional model. I know that there's some companies that are even making a cordless version of this. You know, this one works great for what it is. So there you go, guys. You know, it's hot, not so hot here. Feels good. I don't want to trap the mic too bad. So, all right, guys, well, there you go. That's how we created our own misting system for our job site. If you learned a little something today, or you figured, hey, that's a great idea, doctor. For 30 bucks, I can get my own misting system going instead of spending several hundred on a professional system. Or if you're just crafty like that and you want to do something to keep yourself cool, not necessarily for the job site, maybe for the back deck or somewhere else that you have an access to power and water, don't forget to click that subscribe button, hit that bell icon to be notified when we're putting out new content. Don't forget to like this video, share it around with your friends, leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this, all right? Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.